Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got James, we got Juan, we got Naeem, we got Corey, we got Michael, John, Zona. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Jersey, I see you up there as well, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do me a massive favor, smack the like button here on your way in. Subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We're on the road to 19K. Cannot do it without you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Today, we are diving into what you just read. If you got a notification on this live stream, or if you just happen to jump onto YouTube and you said, hey, Mike's live, I want to click on to see what the hell he's doing. Well, appreciate you for tuning on, regardless of how it came through. Today is February the 2nd. We are in Super Bowl week already, and it kind of feels like, wow, I forgot there's a game this coming weekend because we were so wrapped up into who is the Cardinals head coach is going to be that honestly the hype of the Super Bowl, and yes, the Seahawks are playing in it, which sucks, and yes, you got the Patriots dynasty over there again, so it's kind of one of those situations where we're like, I don't know who I want to win. I just want to eat a lot of chicken wings and drink a lot of enchiladas. That's what I'm trying to do this coming Sunday. But yeah, Super Bowl's this coming Sunday. Excited to see how that all shakes out. We're gonna have some family time, and hopefully you guys are gonna have a very good one as well. But I'm here to talk some Arizona Cardinals football with you guys, right? The big question out there is, who will stay with Mike LaFleur in 2026? Will we have some big stars on the move? Now, if you guys do not know, there was some breaking news that dropped probably earlier last week that there is a new cap space that's going to be happening for the entirety of the NFL. And of course, that brings a lot of excitement amongst Cardinal fans, fans of any other teams. The fact that there is going to be some more cap space to wiggle around with and kind of allocate it somewhere else. One thing I've noticed about covering the NFL and covering the Arizona Cardinals for as long as I have, even if they do make the cap bigger, it almost kind of feels like because of inflation, it's not that much of a big deal. Now, obviously, you probably still have upwards of about $5, $6, $7 million to play around with when it all comes down to it at the end of the day. But when the cap space goes up, the market for these players, running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, their market goes up as well. So you're kind of paying the difference of the new, I guess, times that we're living in right now. So although, yes, I'm excited, right? Although I'm excited that the cap space is up, I think the teams that benefit from that the most is going to be the teams that know how to finagle the cap space, right? That knows how to do a lot of things, but stay within the cap, right? So for what it's worth, that's cool. I'm excited to see how that's all going to shake out. We do also have a updated cap space per over the cap. Right now, they do have us at an estimate $42 million in cap space right now. And I think the Cardinals per over the cap as well are going to be, oh man, we're outside the top 10. Yeah, we're outside the top 10. Right now, the Cardinals are slated to be around the 13th most in cap space for per over the cap. There's a lot of teams sitting at the $42 million, and that's right now what the Cardinals are projectedly to have, right? You got the Titans with over $100 million, the Raiders with $91 million, the Chargers with $88, Jets $83. So there's going to be some pretty big spenders in this offseason. The Cardinals are kind of in the middle of the line, but they can open up some more cap space if they choose to do so. And we're going to be diving into that here pretty soon as well. So there's that. There's also another announcement that was already kind of relayed, and that is that the Mike LaFleur presser is going to be tomorrow. So for the people out there that do not know when the presser for Mike LaFleur is, it's tomorrow at noon. So if you guys are working, if you guys are doing anything, I will keep you up to date with all things the presser, big takeaways. We might be doing a live stream reacting to it, right there and then, because I believe it's going to be live on YouTube as well. So if you want to chime on in and come on over, we will be doing a live reaction. And then we are also going to be doing a big takeaway video as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Another announcement that I have as well, John Gamadoro of Arizona Sports did also say that Mike LaFleur will be calling his own plays. So for what it's worth, for the people that had some question marks out there about will Mike LaFleur call his own plays, he is, right? At least per John Gambadoro, he is going to call his own plays. Now, big question mark is, are we going to get a offensive coordinator, right? We don't know. Are we going to get a passing game coordinator? We don't know, right? These are questions that are going to be asked when this coaching staff is being developed. And we have some time. We just gotta take a breath and USA, and it all kind of come into fruition, right? So he will be calling his own plays. The presser will be tomorrow at noon, and then I did make a video that was dropped probably about an hour and a half ago or 2 hours ago. I called out a coordinator that I would like the Arizona Cardinals to get, Anthony Weaver. He now signed with the Baltimore Ravens, and he was available. So that sucks. The Cardinals couldn't get him. But let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. We are all here to talk some Arizona Cardinals football. Now that we got all that out of the way, I want to make sure that we talk about what is important heading into 2026, right? Now, of course, Mike LaFleur being our new head coach, it's amazing. I think there's a lot of Cardinal fans that are really excited about 2026 season. And then I have a lot of people in my DMs and Instagram, on X/Twitter as well, saying that they renewed their season tickets. So that's cool. That's cool. The people are excited again about football. And there was a slight sliver there of Cardinal fans probably not coming back, with the exception of bringing in Mike LaFleur. And I know there's some naysayers out there. There's some people out there that do not like this Mike LaFleur signing, or Mike LaFleur signing, but I like it. I think it's a really good signing. The circumstance and the state of the Cardinals right now, you cannot ignore the fact that none of these big experienced coaches wanted anything to do with the Cardinals, and it was obvious, right? John Harbaugh, Robert Saleh, Clint Kubiak, Sean McDermott's going to take a year off, so he didn't see the Cardinals and say, "Oh, I want to go there." Or Tomlin didn't want the same. He didn't see the Cardinals and said, "Oh, I want to go there." Right? They both decided to take the year off. So the circumstances are the circumstances. I'm glad we got somebody from the Sean McVay tree, as well as somebody from the Kyle Shanahan tree as well. I am a big fan of Mike LaFleur, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it all works out here at the end of the day. So let's get started. Who stays in Arizona? Because this is going to be a big talking point. We have February and we have March. Ladies and gentlemen, February, March. March is when free agency starts. We're going to start seeing who is going to be the big time acquisitions that the Arizona Cardinals end up bringing in. Now, we talked about this a little earlier. Right now, per over the cap, we have about $42 million. We can open up some more cap space if the Cardinals choose to do so, right? Now, I have a list of players that could potentially be on the move, right? Kyler Murray, obviously, Budda Baker, James Conner, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Bilal Nichols. Yikes. These are the big names that if the Arizona Cardinals wanted to move off of them, you can save a good amount of money. A good amount of money. Now, is it going to be a post-June designation? Well, I have seen situations where the NFL teams that also do a post-June designation, they can release somebody and says this is a post-June designation. So they open up some more cap space, right? So if we're living in a world right now that the Arizona Cardinals want to, let's say, for example, cut somebody post June 1st, before June 1st, they can do that. So guys like James Conner, if the Cardinals do decide to release him, you have a cap savings of $7.5 million per over the cap. Now, there is going to be a dead money hit of $2.2 million. So it probably is going to be, about like $5 million of open up some cap space there for the Cardinals. Sean Murphy Bunting, another name out there as well. That has a cap savings of $7.2 million if the Cardinals decide to do something like that as well. And a dead money hit of $2 million, right? So there's those players. Bilal Nichols also up there as well. That's a cap savings of $5.8 million. And Jonah Williams, although his contract is voided out, and I don't see a real world where he comes back with the Arizona Cardinals, the dead money hit and the cap savings pretty much just negate each other, right, at the end of the day. So Jonah Williams ain't coming back. So for the people that make them that makes people happy, he most likely will not be coming back with the Cardinals. But as you can tell by this list, we have a lot of players that the Cardinals can, make up some ground. Now, Budda Baker, will the Cardinals cut Budda Baker? No, they won't cut Budda Baker. They absolutely will not. If they do decide to get rid of Budda Baker, it probably will be a trade if that's the decision the Cardinals decide to do. Now, do I want to get rid of Budda Baker? No, I don't. I would love Budda Baker to stay as a Cardinal and retire as a Cardinal, right? You don't really get a lot of these players from the draft that really work out that are franchise guys, right? Your Larry Fitz, your Budda Baker, your Tyron, your Patrick Peterson, and if Steve Keim was smart enough, it could have been Calais Campbell, but he wasn't. So going back to what I was saying is if they do move off of Budda, and the reason why we're talking about Budda Baker so much is because there was a report that came out probably about a month ago that Budda Baker put his house on for sale. Now, what does that mean? Is he downsizing? Is he getting another house somewhere in the desert? We don't know, right? But that just kind of speculates that maybe Budda Baker might be on to newer things, right? Maybe he does say to himself, hey, I don't want to go through another rebuild. I want to go through a contender. He's not getting any younger, so maybe the Cardinals do right by him. And if the Cardinals do decide to trade away Budda Baker before June 1st, they can have a cap savings of $13 million. It's a lot of money. Now, the dead money hit will be $6.1 million. So equating to about $7 million, right? So I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you guys, but if the Cardinals do make moves, they can open up a hell of a lot more cap space, And same thing with Kyler. If the Cardinals get rid of Kyler Murray before or trade, not cut, trade Kyler Murray, the dead money hit will be $17.9 million, but the cap savings will be 34.7. So yeah, man, it almost kind of feels like a no-brainer that the Cardinals need to make a real big decision heading into the 2026 season, right? Now, like I said, next month is when free agency starts. We're all going to get really excited about April because we got the draft and we're sitting with the third overall pick. We got the second pick in the second round and we got the first pick in the third round. So there's a lot of excitement here from Cardinal fans that, hey, we can turn this around. We got the coach that we wanted and you got some pieces here and there. And I think this could be a really, really good team heading into the 2026 season. So these are my list of players that I'm not going to say all of them are going to go, right? Obviously, they're not all going to go, but there's definitely something to be said about if you do want to open up some more cap space, these are the guys you probably are going to look at and saying, okay, well, what can we do, right? How much does this save us if they do decide to move off of A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, right? Because I'm looking at the list here of all their players. You don't really have a lot of players making a lot of money. Like, you really don't. Like, a good majority of this roster, in terms of like cap hit, you're looking about like $4, $6, $7 million. That's not very much. Jonah Williams was one of the big time signings for the Cardinals, and if he stays with the Cardinals this year, which he won't, but even him is $7 million per the cap, right? Sean Murphy Bunting, $9 million per the cap. So there's not a lot of players that are making a lot of money on this roster as of right now. So this is a very, very interesting kind of way that the Cardinals can open up some more cap money, right? Or cap space. Now, let's go back to this. Who stays in AZ, right? I do have a poll question right now on YouTube. And if you're watching on X and Twitter, I say this all the time. I'm sorry, but if you want to have all the fun, you got to go over to YouTube because that's where the chat is alive and that is where the poll questions and all the stuff is through YouTube. But if you're watching on X and Twitter, what's up? Hopefully you shoot me a follow. But my question to you guys in the YouTube chat is, which star is most likely on the move? Right now, 59% is saying Kyler Murray, 12% says Budda Baker, 19% says James Conner, and 9% says other, right? So whoever that other is, this is something that we're all have our eyes on right now, right? Because Monty Ossenfort, his Arizona Cardinals organization, they are a few moves away from opening up some more cap space and potentially going after your right tackle of the future in free agency, right? Or getting some other offensive linemen in free agency. So yeah, this is going to be an exciting time for Cardinals fans. Let's see what they decide to do. I'm going to keep this poll question alive because this is what's going to segue me into my next topic, right? Kyler. Because I almost promise you tomorrow, now for the people that missed this, tomorrow is going to be the introductory press conference for Mike LaFleur tomorrow at noon. I will be live streaming it because it is going to be on YouTube. So I will be live streaming it. And when we're done live streaming it, I will be making that a channel member exclusive. But don't chop my head off. But I will be making a video about big takeaways that we have from the Mike LaFleur presser, which will be available to everybody that's subscribed or everybody that has an account with YouTube or everybody that watches YouTube, right? So don't panic, but the actual live reaction and the watch party will be live through YouTube, which I will be streaming it on my channel, reacting to it. and that will be a channel member exclusive once we're done streaming. But a video will be coming out shortly after. But tomorrow will be the presser for Mike LaFleur on noon. I just want to make sure everybody's fully aware. Tomorrow at noon, Mike LaFleur's introductory presser will be live on all social platforms, and I will also have it on mine as well, in case you guys want to stop by in. But yes, Kyler Murray, right? There's going to be a lot of media questions about Kyler, and rightfully so. Kyler Murray is a polarizing figure within the Arizona Cardinals or Arizona market in general. He's a big talking point, and he will not stop being a talking point for the Cardinals in this Arizona market unless he's not here anymore, right? So the situation is, will the media ask the right questions? Well, I think what we're going to get tomorrow is probably what the plan is, how he's thinking about attacking this NFC West, how he's accommodating to AZ. How did this all work out, right? Like, how does he feel? Those are probably the questions that are going to be asked, but I pretty am damn sure that somebody out there is going to ask, is Kyler Murray going to be the future, right? And rightfully so. Now, the way that Mike LaFleur is going to respond to this is probably going to be very, very vague and very generic. Is he going to give us anything to say and to say to ourselves like, oh man, he's going to keep him or not? Probably not. But I'm still excited to see what he responds, the way he answers his questions, and kind of what plan does he have for the Arizona Cardinals? Because we've seen it year in and year out. You can become the worst to first in a year, just like that. And Rams fans have reached out to me, multiple Rams fans have reached out to me and said, man, you guys have gotten better with Mike LaFleur. You've gotten so much better with Mike LaFleur being your new head coach. And that gets me pumped up. I'm excited about it. I really am. Now, shout out to my guy Jaden here in the chat. we can't have a live stream without having this. Oh, yikes. Mike, how do you feel that we got McFlurry? Oh, man. If you know, you know. I'm not going to explain it, but obviously my guy Jaden here has been watching for a very long time, or at least within the last month, because dyslexia at its finest, McFlurry. I feel good, man. I'm excited about the signing. I really am. I think the Arizona Cardinals could have potentially painted themselves in a corner where it could have been very, very bad. But I would be the first to say that my freak out was unwarranted, right? My freak out of, oh man, maybe he's going to say no to us. Oh, this, and that was unwarranted. And I should have allowed it to process, right? But it's fun, man. Like that's why we're football fans, right? And that's probably why you guys watch this, because of the other side of the conversational piece, right? To say, oh man, well, what if this happens? That's what makes this sport fun, because how the NFL has structured things, we're talking about football for like 9 months out of the year. And the season's only like what, 6 months? 5, 6 months of the year, right? Not including playoffs, just a regular season. Like, that's how the NFL makes it so enticing and so exciting. And to cover this team, although it makes me want to throw my head into a freaking wall every single year, but still, right? This is the time where we have hope again. March, February, April is when we have hope again. We lead into the summer and then go back into August and we do it right over again. So I'm excited, Jaden. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so very much for the $2 donation. I absolutely appreciate it. Yeah, continue to talk about this. Will Kyler Murray stay or will he go? Now, I want to get a gauge on where you guys are at right now, because right now on the YouTube chat, 58% says that he will be on the move most likely. But my question to you next is, do you want Kyler Murray to stay, right? And I've asked this before on a live stream before, and I want to continue to ask this again. Do you want Kyler Murray to stay? Do you think that Mike LaFleur, and yes, I'm learning to say his name now. Give me some credit. I'm learning to say his name. Mike LaFleur, do you think he will actually want Kyler Murray to be the Arizona Cardinals quarterback in 2026? Because there is some people out there that believe that he is as good as gone, right? Like the bridges have been burnt between the Cardinals and him, and what the Cardinals can get if they do decide to cut or trade him away, which I'm not in the boat of cutting Kyler. I'm really not. Like, the difference amount of cap space and dead money hit that you get from cutting a player compared to trading a player is night and freaking day. And I want to just paint the picture here real quick so you guys can be on the same page as I am. Shout out here to Over the Cap again. But look at the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between cutting Kyler and the cap savings compared to trading him, right? So Kyler Murray's up here. This is post June 1st, right? This is pre June 1st. Now, trading somebody post June 1st is a little tricky compared to releasing them, right? But let's look at cutting Kyler post June 1st, because if you don't do that designation, you're almost kind of really, really silly here, right? But look at this. Look at the difference in numbers, ladies and gentlemen. This is per over the cap. Dead money hit of $54.7 million, and we're in the negatives in cap savings. If we do a post-June designation, it's still a dead money hit of 47.5 and a cap savings of $5.1 million. That's a difference between post-June and pre-June. But look at the difference between trading late. It's a no-brainer. You have to find a way to trade Kyler Murray. You have to find a way to trade Kyler Murray. Now, if Monty Ossenford is not up to the task, man, we're the people out there that are saying he's not fit to be the general manager, then those guys are going to keep coming back up, because rightfully so, right? But look at the difference in what the dead money hit is, which is still a lot of money, $17.9 million. I don't think any of us probably have this amount of money. If they do, then shoot. Congratulations to you. You won at life. But I don't think anybody's got the $17.9 million in their bank account right now. But it is a big difference between trading them and releasing them. If they trade them, they still have a dead money hit of 17.9. But look at the cap savings, ladies and gentlemen. The cap savings is $34.7 million per over the cap. It's amazing. It's absolutely night and day amazing for the Arizona Cardinals to potentially go that route as opposed to flat out release them. Now, do I think the Cardinals will release him? I mean, I'm never going to say never. I mean, we released DeAndre Hopkins, right? Like, this is the same regime that released DeAndre Hopkins. So I'm not going to ever say never, but I would feel like that would be a massive flop if the Arizona Cardinals ended up just releasing Kyler. Like, that would be very, very unfortunate to see. They need to trade him. If they're moving off, and if LaFleur does not want him, then they got to find a way to trade him. And right now, the market is probably as high as it is ever going to get when it comes down to Kyler. So they need to do right. They need to do right, man. John Naylor in the chat. What's up, brother? Appreciate the $2 donation. He says this: a great time to be a Cards fan. Uproared and onward. Love it, man. Appreciate you. John, good luck this weekend. I know you got a lot of exciting things to talk about here, obviously, with your team, and I appreciate you for joining the chat. Thank you so very much. Let's go with Julio. Julio coming up clutch with another $2 donation. He says this: get rid of him. Okay, so that's talking about Kyler. Short and simple, that's talking about Kyler. I want to highlight some other comments that are here on the chat. I have Fausto in the chat saying Brissett did his best season. Kyler Murray would have been injured over and over again. Let's highlight some more other comments here in the chat as well. We got Brandon in the chat saying, if we trot out Kyler Murray and only scores 17 points again, I'm going to piss on somebody's cup. Whoa, that turned sideways real quick. Eddie in the chat says, you guys keep forgetting that Kyler can't even stay healthy all season. That's fair. Michael in the chat says, nobody's offering anything of value for Kyler. We don't know that. Like, we don't know that for sure, right? Here's the thing. I know sometimes we get caught up with what we see on X and Twitter or any social media platform, and there is people out there that don't believe that Kyler Murray is tradable, right? We got to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the Arizona Cardinals, this is a big offseason for them to try to decide what they're going to do, right? There's teams that can very well want his services. They really could. Like, there really could be some teams out there that can try to go after a service, like, for sure. Like, seriously, like the Jets. I somehow feel like the Jets are going to try to get Kyler. And the biggest reason why I have to say that with my chest is because Aaron Glenn, I doubt he's going to be going into this season saying, oh, we got a rookie quarterback, I'm good. No, that Jets organization, although they keep swinging and they keep missing, they're going to keep trying to swing. They got 5 first-round picks in 2 years. 5. Now, I'm not saying Kyler Murray's coveted a first-round pick, but they have 5 first-round picks. The Jets can use the services. The Pittsburgh Steelers can use the services. The Vikings can use the services, right? If you want to throw some other, notable people out there that maybe honorable mentions, the Falcons could be another one. The Miami Dolphins can be another one as well. There's teams that can look around and saying, okay, we need to attack to get our new quarterback. They go to free agency. There's nobody there, right? Daniel Jones is the best one out there, and he got hurt. He might not even be available in the beginning of the season. So that kind of shifts to maybe even the Colts looking for a quarterback, unless they go Anthony Richardson, which I don't know what happens there. And in the draft, there's only one seem to be top 10 quarterback in this draft, and that's Fernando Mendoza. He's going with the Raiders. He's going with the Raiders. Point and simple, right? He's going with the Raiders. So right now, the Arizona Cardinals need to find the very, very desperate teams, and they need to attack. Now, if they don't, and I'm coming out here just acting like, oh, we can do it, and it doesn't happen, then you might as well just freaking keep them. You might as well just freaking keep them, man. You might as well just keep them, because at the end of the day, you're paying them. You're paying them. And I know that doesn't make people happy because they want to move off of Kyler, but I'm not coming out here saying Kyler Murray is going to be the next franchise quarterback for the next several years. I'm just coming out here saying that if they want to use Kyler for one more year, it's not the end of the world. That's all I'm saying. But I think there's going to be a market. I think there's going to be a market for Kyler. We'll see. Jaden in the chat with another super chat coming our way. Woo! This time a $4.99 donation. Hell yeah.
Another one.
Appreciate you, Jaden. He says this: I know this isn't Cardinal related, but do you like Arenado to the D-backs? And are we going to get more AZ Sports Fan D-backs videos? Oh, man. It's so hard to keep up. And I know I said I'm going to keep up on it. This on its own, just the Cardinals, it's a full-time damn job. It's a full-time freaking job. And to cover a 162 game season, it's so tough to try to figure out how can I make a video about this team when they got 162 games, right? Do I do it by series? Do I do it by quarters? Do I do it by 10 games? It's so hard to kind of attack where it is. Now, I know I've said multiple times that I'm going to do it, and I never do. It's tough. But going back to Nolan Arenado, I love it. I love the signing. I really do. The Nolan Arenado signing is a really, really good move. And for what it's worth, Mike Hazen does get a lot of flack for not, I don't know. Like, I like Mike Hazen. I really do. Torey Lovello, on the other hand, I would have liked to move off of Torey Lovello if I'm going to be real with you. But Mike Hazen, I feel like that man's like a freaking scientist genius, man. He makes something out of nothing. And it sucks that we play in the division with the Dodgers because they got unlimited money. But it's just the MLB is on another different planet. But I do like the Nolan Arenado move, right? Keep it short and simple. I do like the Nolan Arenado move. I really do. We got another super chat coming this way. Man, this time Roger coming up here. Sheesh. We got a Rams fan coming in here. We got a Seahawks fan coming in here. Love to see it.
Another one.
Appreciate it, man. This time Roger says this: Congrats on Mike LaFleur. Sucks he left, but wishing him the best. First thing he's doing is cutting Kyler. He's seen what he can do already. That's true. That's true. Let's not forget that Mike LaFleur has been in the Rams for at least 2 years. And the perspective out there is, or perception, not perspective. The perception out there is probably he might, right? Either cut or just kind of cut ties with them. But I'm going to leave it out into the table out there. I'm going to leave it out into the ether. I'm going to allow him to say, it's your decision. If you want to keep Kyler for a year, I'm cool with it. Let's see how it goes. I'm excited about the new head coach. I really am. Mike LaFleur, to me, is the best candidate that we could have gotten that was realistic. John Harbaugh wasn't realistic, right? Robert Saleh, unfortunately, not realistic because he didn't even want to come with us and meet with us in terms of in person. And then, obviously, Kubiak, we knew he was going to go to the Raiders. So we got my guy Roger in the chat coming up from a Rams perspective saying he is not keeping Kyler. Okay. Love to see it. Love to see it. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for being in the chat. Michael in the chat says, we're out money either way unless we can trade him. This is what I hope the Arizona Cardinals are going to do. Try to trade him, right? Try to trade him. I don't want to live in a world where we're seeing the DeAndre Hopkins situation all over again, where we just completely flat out released him, right? Now, of course, it takes two to tango, right? It takes two to tango at the end of the day, and it's not our decision if we're going to be able to trade him or not, but we got to make the effort to try to do that if that's what Mike LaFleur wants to do. But for what it's worth, there's that. Roger in the chat says, Mike, y'all getting a 6th-round pick swap at best for Kyler. I don't know about that, man. I really don't. Like, I honestly think we can get a day 2 pick. I think we can get a day 2 pick. Call me crazy as hell. I think we can get a day 2 pick with the uncertainty in this draft class for quarterbacks and for the uncertainty of this free agency market in quarterback. I think that helps out his draft value. And not just that, Dante Moore, going back to college, I think really upped his draft value. Now, I'm not going to say a 1st-round pick, but if we can get a day 2, 3rd-round pick for Kyler, hell, Geno Smith got a 3rd-round pick. Now, he didn't have such an inflated contract like Kyler did, but Geno Smith got a 3rd-round pick back for him. I think we can get a day 2 pick. I really do. Call me crazy, call me blindly optimistic, but I think we can get a day 2 pick from him. Was it a 2nd-round pick for Geno, or was it a 3rd-round pick for Geno? I thought it was a 2nd or 3rd. Let me double check. Let me fact check myself real quick. Yeah, a 2025 3rd-round pick is what it took. Yeah, a 3rd-round pick. It was his 92nd overall. So if Geno Smith got that, I think Kyler Murray can get that as well. I really do. I really do. Classy, what's up, brother? Appreciate you for being in the chat. Says K1 and Buddha for a 1st-round pick. If you can like combine, I never seen anything like that, but it's possible. If the Cardinals were to package a deal, obviously you get more reward back if that were to stay to happen, right? But I'm going to keep it open, right? I'm going to keep it on here saying that I don't know. I don't know if Kyler's going to be here or not. I'm hoping that we figure it out. That's one thing I will say, that we figure it out. But like we mentioned earlier, and I know we got more viewers chiming in, these are the big names that could potentially be on the move. These are the big names that could potentially be on the move come the 2026 season. James Conner, Budda Baker. And why we have Budda Baker here is because he sold his home about a month ago. That's the reason why I have Budda Baker here on this list. Just FYI. But yeah, Budda Baker, Sean Murphy Bunting could save up some money for us as well. Bilal Nichols, not a star, but I put him on the list anyways. He still accounted for a good amount of portion of the contract, just FYI. But there's some big names out there that the Cardinals can move off of and open up some more cap space. Right now, with the move of the new cap space, per over the cap passes at $42 million right now. And I think we're sitting at the 13th in the entire NFL right now. So for what it's worth, there's that. But these are some big, big names right now that can potentially be on the move. Michael says, I don't trust Monty. Well, we're not going to be able to trust Monty until we see it, right? We're not going to be able to trust Monty until we see it. If he can actually get this done, that would be a dub, man. That would be a dub. Intercepting Fist says, what's sad is the Cardinals have never had a franchise quarterback. We never had one long term. Yeah, that's for sure. It felt like, obviously, Kurt Warner was from the Rams and spent some time, I believe, with another organization, and the Cardinals ended up getting him. And then, obviously, Palmer, which was originally drafted by the Bengals, then to the Raiders, and then we got him from the Raiders, right? It does feel like the Cardinals can never seem to draft the guy for their future. And a lot of people were hoping that Kyler was going to be that guy for us, right? Even me, I was hoping that Kyler Murray was going to be that guy for us in 2026. No, not 2026, but like when we drafted him, and never. It didn't work out that way. And now I think we're starting to kind of shift towards that. John Naylor with another super chat coming our way, this time a $2 donation.
Another one.
Appreciate it. He says this, give the new head coach a free hand, get picks. So you're saying, what, trade back the 3rd overall pick? I mean, I don't hate that idea, right? I don't hate that idea. What I'm trying to avoid is the Arizona Cardinals from losing out on another Will Anderson Jr. Now, no, I'm not saying Bain or Ruben Bain Jr. is a Will Anderson Jr. Or I'm not saying that David Bailey is a Will Anderson Jr., right? But I'm trying to avoid that. I want to get the most blue chip prospect we can in this draft. I don't think Francis Mauigoa is coveted third overall pick. If we trade back to the 6th overall or the 5th overall, I would feel a little bit more comfortable taking Francis Mauigoa there. Because I do think he's probably the best right tackle prospect. Spencer Fanu and him are pretty up there, kind of running the same, but I would prefer I would prefer Mauigoa over Fanu 7 out of 10 days. 7 or 9 out of the 10 days. That doesn't even make sense. 6 out of the 7 days of the week. That's what I was trying to say. 6 out of the 7 days of the week. I would choose Mauigoa over Fanu. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out here at the end of the day. RC3 coming up clutch with another $2 donation. Appreciate you. He says Jets have nothing to lose trading a second for Kyler. And I agree with this, man. I agree with this. The Jets right now are desperate. And the Jets are the Jets. And I know the Jets can say the same thing about the Arizona Cardinals. I'm fully aware of that. But the Jets are the Jets, ladies and gentlemen. They are in desperation mode. Aaron Glenn might be in desperation mode. They got the 2nd overall pick. They got the 16th overall pick. They got the 33rd overall pick. They got the 44th overall pick. They got 103rd, 175, 178. They got a slew of picks. And that's not even to mention they got 5 first-round picks in 2 years, right? They got a lot of picks. Can they throw over the 33rd overall pick to us? I don't know. It kind of seems a little rich to me. But if the 44 becomes available, I'm okay with the 44th overall pick, which is still a 2nd-round pick for the Cardinals. So I'm okay with that if that happens and the Cardinals do decide to trade away Kyler Murray. I'm okay with that. But I agree. I think the Jets right now are probably my number one target that I'm kind of have my eye on right now. John Naylor again. Yeesh.
Another one.
Appreciate you, John. This time says this, plus trade Kyler. So give the new head coach a free hand and get picks, plus trade Kyler. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, well, that's the conversation that we're having right now, right? The fact that will he stay or will he not stay? I don't know. I'm leaning towards he won't. But at the end of the day, we'll see. Roger's saying stop lying to the fans. No, man, I believe it, bro. I really believe. Okay, well, isn't Jake do the one? I'm just kidding. No, Jake's a good dude. Jake's a good dude. No, I truly believe it, man. I believe that it could happen. I believe it could happen. But yeah, going back to the guys that we were talking about a little earlier, right? Open up some more cap savings. These are the dudes you need to go ahead, or not dude, the players that you can very well kind of move off of and open up some more cap space if the Cardinals did decide to choose to do so, right? Let's open up some more comments here in the chat. Choose in the chat says, if you send Kyler to the Jets, instant playoffs. Huh. Are you saying for the Cardinals or are you saying for the Jets? Hopefully you can clarify that for me. Chew chocolate lit. Oh no, it's chew chocolate. That's what it is. Are you saying instant playoffs for the Cardinals or for the Jets? I'm curious. Let me know in the chat. Kevin in the chat says, when is the press conference? The introductory press conference for the new people that are joined in is tomorrow at noon. The Mike LaFleur press conference is tomorrow at noon on Tuesday on noon. So that's one. And we're going to be live reacting to it live as well. So if you guys want to chime in, that's fine. So yeah, I'm curious to figure out if he's talking about instant playoffs for the Jets or for the Cardinals. Mark in the chat says, Jets got more picks than they will ever use. Probably. Oh, you're saying instant playoffs for the Jets? Well, here's the thing. Are they bringing back Breece Hall? I don't know. I don't know if they're bringing back Breece Hall. I think they have the capital for it, but does Breece Hall want to go back? Hell, if the Cardinals don't want Breece Hall, then they're absolutely silly. The Cardinals should be very invested in potentially moving off of James Conner. And I love James Conner. Don't get it twisted. I love James Conner. But if you can save about $7.5 million and open up some more cap savings, if you get rid of James Conner this year, and you get yourself Breece Hall, a younger guy, that should be a move for the Cardinals to do that. I don't trust Trey Benson going into the season. I really don't. It's been 2 years and he's been on IR both years. I don't trust Trey Benson. If he can stay healthy this year, cool, awesome. You'll be our number 2. Breece Hall, give me him as an RB1, and I would love that. So they have him. I guess they don't have him, but that's a question mark on what they're going to do. They have Garrett Wilson, which is a really good wide receiver. I don't know if I would call him instant playoffs. They got rid of a lot of talent, a lot of the talented players they have on the defensive side of the ball. I wouldn't say they're instant playoffs, but it's interesting. Intercepting Fist coming up says a lot of people in this chat play too much Madden with these trade ideas. I mean, that's just that's just chat, man. That's just the chat being the chat. You know how it is. I don't think they're going to be instant playoffs personally. Now if you said the Vikings, if you said the Cardinals move Kyler to the Vikings, then I would be on board with that. KOC in that Vikings team, yeah, okay, I would get on board with that. The Jets, nah. I wouldn't say the Jets are instant playoffs. You give them to the Vikings, you give them to the Steelers, maybe. Vikings more than Steelers, but then I would say the Vikings probably instant playoffs, probably. But not the Jets, man. Not the Jets. Naeem in the chat says Mike LaFleur will help Kyler Murray throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, I don't care who the ball gets thrown. I personally don't care who the ball gets thrown to. Personally, I just need this offense to flourish. That's all I'm looking for, man. I'm looking for this offense to flourish in the way that we haven't seen it flourish in a long time, right? Whether that's Mike Wilson, MHJ, or McBride, we got a lot of weapons. We got a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. We really do. We really, really do. David in the chat, what's up, man? He says, all the Jets have to do is overcome the Pats. The Hills are done. Oh, you're saying the Bills are done and the Finns always suck. I don't know, man. If you're saying the Bills are done in sense like they're never going to win the Super Bowl, you might be right there. But anytime Josh Allen is there, he's going to be in the playoffs, man. Or maybe a division or fight for the division. Josh Allen's just way too damn good. He's way too damn good. RC3 in the chat says if the Jets trade for Burrow, oh man. If the Jets trade for Burrow, I'm sorry for Burrow, bro. I am sorry for Burrow. That would be sorry, Burrow. That sucks. That sucks. The stigma's always going to be the Jets are going to jet, man. That's just always going to be the stigma when it comes down to the New York Jets. The Jets are going to jet. It's just what it is. I hope that doesn't happen, but you never know, man. They got 5 first-round picks in 2 years. It's a lot. It's a lot of capital that they have there. It's a lot of capital they have there. And then there's also the other instance of it as well, right? Maybe they do bring back Kyler Murray back for one more year. We'll see. Well, tomorrow, we hope that we are getting some sort of answers. We're probably not going to get the concrete answers that we need tomorrow in Mike LaFleur's press conference tomorrow at noon, but we are going to be getting maybe a plan and how he's going to try to attack this offseason because had a little bit of a late start. When it comes down to it because the Cardinals took until February 1st to announce the addition of bringing in Mike LaFleur as the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals in 2026 on a 5-year deal. But not just that, a lot of the coaching staff that you're seeing, the defensive coordinators, the offensive coordinators, they're starting to kind of get plucked because of how long it took the Arizona Cardinals to design or to designate who they're going to go after and obviously seal it, right? So Anthony Weaver, which is a guy that we talked about on my latest video, he is now gone. Anthony Weaver is no longer an option. He signed with the Baltimore Ravens per Adam Schefter, but you still got people out there for the likes of like Jim Schwartz, right? If the Cardinals were to trade some assets or an asset to get Jim Schwartz, that's a possibility, right? If they wanted to bring in Aubrey Pleasant or any of the other guys that we mentioned in my latest video, it's a possibility, right? It's a possibility. Russell in the chat says Chiefs jumped on us there was rumors out there that we were going to get Mahomes. Bruce Arians said that that's the quarterback he wanted to get. And I remember that very, very vividly, right? It's like that, guys. Like that is the deciding factor. Are you going to be a good organization or are you not? Does it work out for you or not? It could be probably a move like that could have changed our franchise. If you had Mahomes here, I'm not going to say he would have won 3 Super Bowls, but if you won 1 Super Bowl, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But yeah, I did hear Bruce Arians saying that we were looking into drafting him if the Kansas City Chiefs didn't get in front of us, unfortunately. So for what it's worth, there's that. Michael in the chat says Jacoby can pass the ball. Offensive line was killing him. Yeah, I mean, that goes for any quarterback we have back there, right? Jacoby Brissett put up some crazy amount of numbers. What did Jacoby Brissett finish off the season with? Jacoby Brissett did not play the first 5 games, But he finished off the season with 3,666 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. QBR rating of $41.1 million. Sorry, 41.1% QBR rating for Jacoby Brissett. So again, he didn't play the first 5 games, right? That was Kyler. So he had a total of 3,366 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. QBR rating of 41.1. That was Jacoby Brissett's numbers on what he accomplished here in 2025. Yeah, man, he was flinging the rock, man. He did a really good job flinging the rock everywhere. Did pretty solid. That's why I'm not opposed to him coming back, right? Oh, he's going to come back. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. He's under contract still. So I'm not opposed to him starting the start of the season, but I really do hope the Cardinals go after a Ty Simpson. If they go after somebody else, right? All these potential Garrett Nussmeier, right? Those guys. I would hope the Cardinals to do something like that. We would have at least one Super Bowl with Mahomes. That's true. I agree. Agree with that. 5 in the chat says, get Lamar. I don't know. It felt like the Lamar Jackson rumors kind of slowed down a little bit. I know there was things out there that I've seen, like stories, articles saying that the Ravens could move off of both of them, right? Harbaugh as well as Lamar. But right now it kind of feels like Lamar is good. Drafting O-line, I agree. Horrible garbage time points. Yep, some might say. Garbage time stats. I mean, he still put the numbers up. I mean, I've seen some people that even during garbage time, they can't do what he did. So it's tough to play in the NFL, right? Not going to take away. I would say that, yeah, garbage time really did help him out, but there was other games that it wasn't garbage time, and he was still putting up some really good numbers. So for what it's worth, there's that. What about Montgomery as a running back from the Lions? Oh, that's interesting. Is Montgomery even available? I don't know if David Montgomery's even available. I know he kind of took a back seat. I mean, he's under contract to 2027. There's no guaranteed salary in 2026, so maybe a trade asset or trade possibility. But he's still under contract with the Lions right now. He definitely took a back seat to Jahmyr Gibbs. Definitely took a back seat. Here we go. Another super chat coming our way. This time, Michael Evans coming up clutch. What's up, Michael? Appreciate the super chat. We got another one coming our way.
Another one.
He's saying this. Been saying it for years. Get a QB every year. Talking about like draft a quarterback every year. Well, I mean, if they go after Ty Simpson in the second round, I don't feel like that's too big of a deal to me. If they go after, yeah, I mean, let's see how it shakes out, man. Well, one thing I will say is that I'm excited about 2026. We got my guy Choo Choo Chocolate says drop Jeremiah Love. That is very intriguing, especially if the Cardinals wanted to move back, right? Not with the third overall pick, right? And I don't think you're saying this. I don't think you're saying that. Like drop Jeremiah Love with the third. I don't think you're saying that. But if the Cardinals did decide to trade back, getting Jeremiah Love would be very interesting. Very interesting. We've seen teams get running backs high that are really quote unquote generational, right? Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Saquon, and it's worked out for them. Now we've seen the opposite as well. But we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. I am currently seeing right now a graphic here from Adam Schefter. I think their assistant coaches have been announced. I need to get some breaking news here, ladies. I need to get some breaking news about the Arizona Cardinals bringing in a defensive coordinator. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Now, if you guys do not know, I did release a video probably about 2 or 3 hours ago about defensive coordinators that I have my eye on. Make sure you check it out. It's already live on the channel. There's one candidate that no longer is available. That's Anthony Weaver because he just signed to be the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. But we got some other people to talk about. Make sure you check out that video if you haven't checked it out already. Let's read a couple more comments, and then we're going to be closing up shop, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, by the way. If you guys haven't already smacked the like button, appreciate y'all. Smack it up. Thanks for being here. And subscribe, too, on the road to 19K. To read a couple more comments and we'll be closing up shop. We got my guy Back to the Constitution saying this. New coach, my appetite is back. Just ate a full-size jersey. Mike's hot Italian, still hungry. Woo, there you go. Excited about it. Me too, man. I have a level of excitement with this organization again. It sucks that it took Gannon to get fired, but Gannon didn't really give us an opportunity to. I don't know, man. He could have done so many other different things, and he just decided just to stay with his coaching staff, and that probably was his Achilles heel. And on top of that, you lose franchise worst way possible. So that'll do it to you. But I agree. Back to the Constitution. One more comment, and then we're going to be closing up shop, ladies and gentlemen. Michael in the chat saying Jacoby would kick ASS with the ground game. Let's get a killer running back this year. Ooh. Yeah, right? For the people out there saying garbage time for Jacoby Brissett, keep in mind, Jacoby Brissett was the only one doing anything. Our run game sucked. Great call out, Michael. With that note, with that being said, that's a good way to end it. How did I forget about that? You're right. That's a good rebuttal. Yes, Jacoby Brissett, garbage time points, but this man didn't have a freaking run game. We're rolling with Michael Carter, Amari DiMercado, and Corey Kiner. Like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? Like, it was brutal out here, man. Trey Benson couldn't stay healthy. James Conner got hurt early in the season. Yeah, man. Agree. I love that. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's close up shop. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for smacking the like button. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. All the super chatters that came in, John Naylor, Michael, RC3, Roger, Jaden, Julio. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be closing up shop right here. Like I said before, there is a video currently live on this channel already, kind of breaking down some defensive coordinators that I would love the Arizona Cardinals to target, but I'm curious to figure out what your guys' overall thoughts are. It's live on the channel. Drop a comment, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. With that being said, have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals. There you go. Peace.